I am a NCIS girl. I think after watching all these shows, anybody is capable of anything. Do I want it to be true? No. I don't want to think that he could have did this thing.
At 35, Crystal Lynch, a once vibrant mother, balanced multiple jobs, including owning a t-shirt company in Houston, Texas. Amid her relentless toil, she shared fleeting moments of tenderness with her husband, the 37-year-old Marquise Rochard Glasper. Their union, a reckless plunge into matrimony, defied ominous warnings from their family. Ignoring well-intentioned advice, they wed.
Had fell in love quickly, and nothing and nobody was gonna stop them from getting married.
Over time, their relationship soured, transforming the cordial couple into relentless adversaries. Then, in a mysterious twist, Crystal vanished. Amidst the unsettling questions spawned by her disappearance, the family's primary focus remains on locating Crystal, desperately hoping for her safe return, even though they recognize the slim likelihood of that outcome. Their immediate goal is to provide her with a proper burial and ensure that her husband, her accused killer, faces justice behind bars. Welcome to American Crime, Femicide. Please like, share, subscribe and hit the notification button for future uploads.
I just want to know why. Why couldn't you just walk away? Why couldn't you just leave her be? There's two missing pieces to this puzzle, and that's her and justice for him.
On May 7th, Crystal Lynch's 16-year-old daughter reported her missing after she failed to pick her up from work the night before. At around 9 p.m. that night, the 16-year-old texted her mom to let her know that she needed to be picked up from work. She told detectives that someone responded over text, but that the content of the text messages was different from how her mom texts. She said, whoever was using her mom's phone, was using short slang words, and that her mom usually texts in full sentences. She went on to tell the detectives that her stepfather Glaspar texts in short slang in the same manner as the texts she received from her mom's phone. Later that night, the girl's stepfather picked her up from Taco Bell. Glaspar had a gun with blue grip tape on the handle, a gun the married couple shared, sticking out of his right pants pocket when he arrived in her mom's silver Jeep. Adding, this was strange, because the gun was usually kept out of sight. Another oddity that night was an air of kindness from Glaspar, which she described as him acting strangely in the complaint. Typically, she and her stepfather have a bad relationship and communicate as little as possible. But on that night, Glaspar allegedly repeatedly knocked on her bedroom door to check on her and ask if she was okay. The next morning, a good friend of Crystal's came over and picked up the 16-year-old and her 10-year-old sister. That friend told the police she and Crystal had gone out with two men for drinks on the night of May 5th. They later had sex with those men at a hotel. Glaspar somehow became aware of this adulterous night out. As the friend shared this story, the 16-year-old girl interjected to say that her stepfather had previously made comments to the effect of how he would kill Lynch if he ever found out about her cheating on him. It was clear that Glaspar knew about the affair, Lynch's friend and daughter told detectives, because he later told them details about the night in question. The friend also said that on the morning and afternoon of May 6, someone using Lynch's phone was texting her and asking questions about the sexual encounters from the night before. Lynch's friend found this to be unusual, according to the complaint. The friend went on to suggest the person on the other end of the text thread was actually Glaspar. Glaspar told law enforcement that his wife's 16-year-old daughter told him the details of her mother's affair. During a 3-hour-long phone interview, Marquise said his main concern was getting his wife back. When asked about the claim made by the 16-year-old that he had pistol-whipped his wife, Glaspar allegedly admitted to beating Lynch after learning she had been unfaithful while he was incarcerated. On May 20, investigators received a search warrant for the silver Jeep. Inside they found 5 separate areas with possible blood, stains and drops. In early August, the since-abandoned Lynch residence was finally searched after police received permission from the owners of the property. There, investigators found blood all over. 2 hammers, a hatchet, and a box of 9mm ammo with 3 bullets remaining were found in the home, and possible bleach stains were visible dripping down the east wall of the couple's bedroom. Investigators also claimed to have found what appeared to be bullet fragments, at least one of which had hairs on it. On Lynch's bedside table, investigators found a blank final decree of divorce form, and several pieces of her identification. According to police, the timeline provided by Glaspar fails to account for roughly 2 to 3 hours, which was around the time Lynch's daughter was scheduled to be picked up from work. Marquise said, "He was out trying to obtain marijuana." Without being asked, Glaspar said his wife was on her period on May 5 and that the two had sex in the back of the Jeep. Law enforcement categorized this story as a preemptive explanation for why blood was found inside of the vehicle. During the interview, Marquise said he was tired of his wife doing shady shit, and he was mad at her for having sex with another man before she had sex with him on May 5, and for not bathing in between those sex acts. Despite the absence of Crystal's body, her family continued to press for Glasper's arrest, determined to seek justice.
Heading into Thanksgiving, Crystal Lynch's family will have to go through the holidays without her.
The mother of 2 was last seen dropping her daughter off at work in Houston 6 months ago. Today, Houston police say Lynch's husband is the prime suspect.
Jason Miles was first to speak with the family. Jason, they want the suspect to turn himself in.
Absolutely, Ron, and do the right thing in their opinion. Either way, as you heard her say, they want some sense of closure. 35-year-old Crystal Lynch is the baby among her 3 siblings with 2 young daughters of her own.
A very strong woman, a very good mother.
They've been staying with Lynch's sister, Jennifer Mumphrey, in Dallas since their mom disappeared more than 6 months ago.
They are really missing, their mother.
Mumphrey says she spoke to Lynch the day she went missing, as she took her teenage daughter to work at this Taco Bell located at Hollister and Tidwell.
She dropped her off, and that was it. We hadn't heard anything else from her.
HPD launched a missing persons investigation on May 7th, but just announced charges against Lynch's husband today. 37-year-old Marquise Glasper is wanted for, among other things, murder and tampering with evidence, human corpse, although Lynch's body has never been found.
Turn yourself in. Let us know, where she is. And, do the right thing.
Mumphrey says the pair were only married for a little over a year and lived in this townhome complex off West Gulf Bank. It's where police say they found evidence that someone tried to clean up a crime scene, in addition to blood also found inside Lynch's car.
We want closure one way or the other. We want closure. But I always hope and pray for the best.
A witness told police that Glaspar found out about a possible affair and had previously warned Lynch of the consequences. But Mumphrey says she never had a good feeling about her brother-in-law.
We want justice. We want justice.
That's something she says is not possible until he is arrested and Lynch is found. And Mumphrey tells me this ordeal has been especially hard on her mother because she spoke with Lynch, her daughter, every single day.
We are talking about Crystal Lynch, a mother missing since May. Tonight, believed to be dead. Her husband accused of killing her after finding out about an affair.
Her life involved around her kids. She spoke to my mom on an everyday basis. Very smart, intelligent girl.
Marquise Glasper was only recently charged in Lynch's death, even though investigators spoke with him just months ago and still haven't found her body. Tonight, Glasper's mother spoke only to KPRC2's Bryce Newberry, and he's joining us now with a story you'll see only on 2 Tonight. Bryce?
Daniela and Keith, if she could speak to her son in jail tonight, this murder suspect's mother says she'd first tell him she loves him, then ask him again if he killed his wife. But she says she hasn't seen any hard evidence that connects him to the crime, that she just spoke with him 2 days before his arrest and he told her he didn't do it. This old mugshot of 37-year-old Marquise Glasper got sent to his mother with an article that he was wanted for murder.
I lost my breath. and my body went numb and tears began to fall.
Do you think your son could be capable of murder?
I am a NCIS CSI girl. I think after watching all these shows, anybody is capable of anything. Do I want it to be true? No. I don't want to think that he could have did this thing.
Tasha Barnes' son, Glaspar, is charged with murder and tampering with a corpse because Houston police say he killed his wife, Crystal Lynch, a day after finding out she allegedly went on an intimate double date with another man.
There's too many other places, too many other people, too many other things that are in this equation.
Barnes says they didn't know each other very long before tying the knot and had only been married about a year.
They had fell in love quickly. And nothing and nobody was going to stop them from getting married.
But after Lynch disappeared on May 6th, charging documents revealed detectives found a possible bullet projectile in the couple's bedroom and blood in the couple's Jeep and on the bedroom floor. Investigators believe a person would die without receiving immediate medical attention with blood loss so extensive.
Without a body or knowing for sure that she's dead, I just don't feel like it's right.
Right is right and wrong is wrong in the eyes of this mother, who says whoever murdered Lynch, if that's what happened, should be held responsible.
If he did do something to her, if he murdered her, if he killed her, she deserves justice.
Our KPRC2 legal analyst Brian Weiss says investigative techniques in forensic sciences have evolved, so it's not uncommon to convict a defendant for murder without a body.
On November 25, Glaspar was arrested nearly 7 months after authorities believe he killed Crystal. A judge denied bond for the murder charge during his initial court appearance. However, he was later granted a $400,000 bond. Glaspar stands accused of murder, tampering with evidence, human corpse, unlicensed possession of a firearm by a felon, and evading arrest. If convicted, he faces life in prison. While the family is happy to see Lynch behind bars, this does nothing to ease their pain. They want closure.
First it was like, yes. And then it was like anxiety immediately, like maybe now he will confess and tell us where she is.
While engaging in an affair may be unethical and a breach of marriage vows, it should never lead to murder. Let us remember Crystal Lynch and her family in our thoughts and prayers, especially her children. If she is no longer with us, may she find eternal peace.